Boom, boom. All right, let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's get the recording on. Morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. We got the limit up. Markets are now open right now. We got a momentum push to the upside, blue arrow. Anytime that this momentum arrow stays to the upside in trend, we're going to take some calls. I mean, that's a good quality signal. When beast mode, I have Boeing and AMD. So let's watch Boeing today and see how it plays out. We got a momentum push to the upside on Boeing and AMD as well. So we get blue arrows on all of them. They're good quality signals. And if you take a trade, please use proper risk management. We preach that every single day. Alan, good morning. iPhone 10, good morning. Nicholas, good morning. How you doing? Tilray, we're still in some Tilray calls. I have my last couple contracts. We gapped up. I'm break even on my last two. I still have 90 days left, so I'm not too concerned with that. Now we're waiting for a day trade signal. I've been looking for some solid investments for us to get into. KO's at $40. Let's see what happens. Hey, good morning. Yeah, you guys have any questions or anything? Let's get get questions. And just arrow prints. See what happens. I'm up 19 cents now. 21 cents. Back down to 19. Wow, here we go. This thing rips up again. That's crazy. I love it. All right. They're worth 24 cents right now. Guaranteed winner of 19 cents on this trade. Guaranteed winner again. AMD almost hit the halfway point. It comes back up here. I'm setting a trail stop as well. Just like that. We'll see. 14 cents on my AMD trade. 5-cent trail stop on AMD as well. Guaranteed winner on 2 trades. Still in my SPY. This is awesome. I love it. Look at this thing. It's pushing. These signals, they're fire. I'm telling you. So our 1-to-1 will be about right here. Right there, about this whole number, 237. So it almost hit the 1-to-1. I had to put these up kind of quicker because I didn't have that much room. So our 1-to-1, yeah, our 1-to-1 will probably be about right here actually. So we hit the 1-to-1. I'm out of it. I'm out of SPY and I'm out of AMD. Them red candles right there, or the wicks, the retracements got me out. So I'm out. Wow, that's crazy. That is so corrupt right there. My SPY contracts are up 47 cents right now, 52 cents. Jeez. I sold out at 31 cents. And on AMD, let me check real quick. I sold out AMD plus 18 cents. So I got 2 winners right there. And on 2 trades, I'm green for the day. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Didn't hit my goals of $600 for the day, but I'm green, and that's all that matters. In these crazy markets, I tend to tell you guys to cut your risks back, just because I think that's wise. If you want to be here trading full time with me, you need to treat your money. Uh, you need to treat your money like a business. We have some business owners in here, Alan. I mean, how do you treat your business? You need to treat trading the same way. Look, I'm at it thinking this puts up crazy. I love it. Dude, right? Wow. You guys have any questions? Yeah, it makes perfect sense. That's what I like to think, Alan, for sure. Boom, boom. Uh, Getting a first signal here on Boeing. If this prints, you guys know my rule. Once I get two winning trades, I log off. That's just me to help protect my capital. If this prints, what I mean by this prints, I get my Boeing calls loaded up right now, ready to market order in. But you come over here to the time slot, and that error is there at 58 or 59. I'm pressing enter. So it's not there right now. So we don't take it. So that prevented us from entering prematurely. Maybe this goes on and rockets up and makes an all-time high. Maybe it doesn't. We wait, or not we. I wait for my signals, and as you see, this was a winner. This was a winner. More times than not, you're going to have winning trades and be on the correct side of range expansion. But it starts with you having confidence in this system and trading to the plan. Some people can't wait for a signal. Like yesterday, we had to wait until look at this yesterday on SPY. This is where I sit and say all the time: trade your plan. What's my plan? You guys know my plan. I didn't get a signal until right here. So my first signal yesterday happened to be right here. At what time is that? 10:18. I sat here for 48 minutes. I sat here to get this signal right there. But I know when this signal prints, it's a good signal. So how do we trade it? We trade it exactly the same way. If we entered here in a perfect world, this is the day trading side, and you need to go to the previous market structure. There would be our stop. And if you're willing to give your stop that large, your take profit should be roughly about here, right? And the halfway point would be about right there. It came down, or halfway point's about right there. It came down and blew through the halfway point. I set a trail stop, and when this trade yesterday, I took 22 cents. So look what happens. We consolidated in this range a couple times, and all of a sudden it blew down and touched a 1-for-1 again. So once again, I left so much money on the table. If I would have held to my 1-to-1, I'll show you. I'm going to show you right now. What strike did you buy? You probably went very, very far out of the money. You probably went way farther out. Yeah, you went 20 points out of the money. I'm going to tell you exactly the strike that I went in. And I'll explain to you why. That's a wonderful quote. iPhone 10 said, "What strike did you take? You was up 17 cents while I was up 2 cents." He took the 258s, and I'm going to explain to him, right here's your 258s, right? 258s. If you entered right when I entered, your delta is only 6 cents right here. You see that, boss? You took a delta that is 6 cents. So when we come back to the charts on today, great. This is a great question and topic to touch. So right here at 9:32, it went from 235.24 up here to the high of 238. It went 3 points, we'll say, in our favor. Went 3 points in our favor. So the trade that you took, right? You only, if you would have taken one contract here and you got 3 points, you would have only made 6, 12, you would have only made 18 cents max. I like to trade a delta as close to 50 as I can. What the delta means is every movement, every dollar increment that you get, that's your estimated your estimated profit, right? So when I took this trade at let me check my phone. Orders. I took the 244 strikes. 244 is right here. Meaning, for every one contract that I spent, right now it was. I paid $1.76, and it makes sense because look how much the SPY moved in its favor. So the option got pulled up a little bit. 244, right? The delta is 27 cents, meaning that if you enter this right now at $2 a contract, right? Every dollar that moves in your favor, you're going to make $26, right? So if it moves $2, we'll go back to our theory right here. It moves $2 and 235 right here, the halfway point. It already moved up $1. So I'm up 30 cents right there. So I didn't even need, at this area, in this range, I was up about 17-ish, 20 cents. It fluctuates. The reason my contract, I'm surprised that it's not, it's lower or rate, basically where we entered. You go backward to the trade tab. Look at IV now. IV is a little higher. So we also got an IV hike in our favor, which is a perk for trading options. So iPhone 10, when you take trades and you go extremely far out of the money and your delta is 9 cents to 3 cents, you're not going to make the same amount of movement that we're going to make when you trade closer to this closer to the money. Does that make sense, iPhone 10? Try to explain it to like the simplest form that I can. iPhone 10, does that make sense? If not, I'm gonna go over it again. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know your account situation. Maybe you have a smaller account, but in my eyes, I typically trade 10 to 20 contracts at least in a normal situation, right? When that happens, you come over here to the option side, and right now for 10 contracts, good morning, Justin. How you doing? I'm muting you real quick because I'm helping iPhone out real quick. So look, moral of the story, real quick. If we buy 10 contracts right now, you need to have $5,000 and $5,100. To me, that is absurd because this IV is at 81. In a normal market scenario, IV on SPY is typically anywhere from 5% to 10, 12, maybe 15% at the highest. When these contracts, right, are 80%, and you see back in a normal world that the IV is typically 8%, that means that these contracts are 10 times more expensive than what they really would be. So if you, these contracts right here, what we were talking about, the 236s, right now, in a normal condition, these would only be 46 cents or 44 cents. These would be 51 cents, 55, and so on. Maybe they may be a little more like 80 cents or 90 cents, but just giving you like a better understanding how the IV affects the option prices. So right now they're extremely hiked, you know, because the market knows it's going to be volatile and we're going to get moves. So hear me out again. I buy 10 contracts right here for, go back to my 236 strike. We're just going to I'll go to 248 here. I buy 10 contracts for a give or take $1,000, and you come down to your 258s and you buy 10 contracts for $240, right? It moves $1. you're only making $50 for your $240 bet, which is give or take roughly what 20%, 18%, which is a phenomenal ROI. But you only made five cents on the option side. Back to my scenario, the 248s, I'm buying 10 contracts at $1,000, but for every dollar it moves, I'm making 16 cents or $160. So $160 divided by 1,000 is 16%. So you actually make a higher ROI the farther you go out of the money in most times, but you don't make a larger dollar. And if you put it back in simple forms, the more money that you risk in a trade, obviously the winners will be larger. Does that make sense to you? So in a perfect world, I want to take the delta anywhere from 30 cents to 50 cents. And that's what I like. I went out a little farther, right, when I saw the delta was about 30 cents for every dollar. So the second that thing rips up 50 cents in my favor, 60 cents in my favor, especially in 1 minute, I'm already up 15, 16 cents. So when I used to trade SPY, I used to shoot for $100 to $200 real quick for every $1,000 I bet. And that's why my win rate is so high. Knowing that I could win $100 to $200 every, for give or take, without setting my trail stops, you have an 85% chance to win. And your losses will be $200. So if you have $1,000 account and you risk that all in one trade, which I do not recommend, once again, come back to risk management. If you put all that into one trade and you lost 20% of your total account, which that's not good. Any losing trade should lose more than % of your total account, maybe 10% at most. But when I trade, I personally day trade 2 to 5% of my total account. So if I trade 5% of my total account, then I take a loss. I'm going to lose 20%. I'm only going to lose 2% or 1.5% of my total account. And that's why I'm here every single day to trade, right? Now, when you have a smaller account, I understand that you need to, you can't really be as smart, in my opinion, because you can't even get one contract right now for $100 unless you go far out of the money, unless you go to like the 248s right now. So for every one contract you bet, say you win 10 trades for this week, and you're winning 17 cents per trade. If it moves a whole dollar, you're making 17 cents times 10. You just made $170 per the week, only betting $100 per trade. If you win 10 trades, I would say on average we go 8-1 or 9-1. Some weeks we go 10-0. Some weeks we go 7-0. Some weeks we go 8-2, 8-3. But if you stick with the script and use proper risk management, you're going to be green with us at the end of every week. So far this year, we haven't had a red week, only trading SPY. That's how powerful it is. You know, that's how powerful it is once you stick with it. That's not hateful at all, LOL. What do you mean? What do you mean that's not hateful at all? So yeah. So when I trade this, yeah, I'm pulling your leg, Alan. Good morning. So when I trade that, that's just my recommendations because I'm not licensed to tell you what to do with your money, but I can share with you how I trade and what I look for and the signals that I trade from. You know, everybody in this room knows that I'm taking the first blue arrow on the blue line in an uptrend, or I'm taking the first red arrow on a red line on a downtrend. You know, that's why I'm here every single day. I wish that there was someone like me back when I started 3.5 years ago, because that would have saved me a 1.5 years, 2 years of headaches. You know, well, actually, I've probably been trading for about 4 years now. I started at the in 2016, at the end of 2016. So this year would be probably 4 years exactly. So I was not really consistently profitable until about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and I've been trading my system now for 1.5 years. I've back for 4 years previously before found out that back in that time, the market didn't move as much. I was only $130, $150. It's now $235, and it went up to $340. So SPY moves a lot right now. The ATR is higher. So back then, you depending on how your take profits were, it wasn't as good, but I can't really gauge it because I don't know what the options prices were. That makes sense. So I know that every time we get a signal, we have an over 95% chance to get movement in our favor. The problem is that some of the moves may be 5 cents, which to me, that's not a winner. That's a loser because I really need to see 20 cents of SPY movement for me to really be in profit instead of trail be way I like to trade, you know. Now I've refined my strategy and created a better risk management plan about a year ago, and we make more money. People that can hold the trades up until this one-to-one will make a lot more money than people that hold it to halfway point. You know, the people at the halfway point, your win ratio will be higher, right? But it's not more profitable. So I tell people all the time at the halfway point in this environment, set a trail stop to protect yourself. But when things settle back down again, it's really crucial to set a trail stop at the halfway point on all your contracts and let one or two open up until the target. Because, for instance, we'll go back to yesterday again. Look what happened to yesterday. My clients made more money than I did yesterday. Am I mad about that? No, I'm not. I love it, but I sold myself short. I bought in here at this middle line, created the halfway point, set my trail stop, got stopped out for 22 cents. And a lot of my clients went down and held to this one-to-one. And guess how much they made? They made over 65, 70 cents. So they made triple what I made when the same signal that I've taken, you know? So I'm not upset about that. It just shows to me that I need to start trailing some to the one-to-one a little better, you know, because this environment has me kind of hesitant to hold to the one-to-one only because of these quick whipsaws. We get news and then it just tanks. We get news and it explodes up. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just how I operate it. Does that make sense though? Sure does. Yes. Awesome. Great work. So every single day, and this is what's kind of hard with the option. Every single day, I may take a different strike than Alan, than you, than Justin, than Nicholas, and we all could have a variation of option movements. Like just like today, I was up 17 cents. You're only up 2 cents. You know, and that's because you went too far out of the money, in my opinion, to get any kind of movement. You know, like your delta was what, 3 or 4 cents, meaning you're only going to make $3 or $4 for every dollar that SPY moves. You know, which if you have a smaller account, that's what you need to do. But at the same time, you need to understand that if you're betting a contract for 20 cents and it moves 4 cents or 5 cents, guess what? You need to act on that and set a 1 cent trail stop to give yourself a little more movement. If not, you just need to take a profit because 20% ROI on that's a phenomenal trade. You know, as far as the dollar amount that you brought in, it's not good, but that's because you went farther out of the money. And that's why options are set up like that, because a lot of people go far out of the money thinking that they're going to win $1 or $2 for every movement you get, but they don't understand the delta, the open interest, they don't have the bid and the ask. There's little variables that you should be educated on if you don't know. And I gotta give credit where credit's due. One of my buddies actually, he showed me about the delta, you know. So I'm grateful for that. And now I can share my information on to other people. And that's how we can continue to benefit from it, you know. So once again, I hope that makes sense on you. If someone buys in here, they're going to make 50 cents for a $1 movement. Someone buys down here, they're only making 3 cents, $3 a movement, you know, for the same dollar movement on the chart. You know, so I would recommend never going anything less than 10 or 12 cents. You know, I mean, think about it. If you have a smaller account, you could at least bought the 249s for $100 and made $30 on that. You know, if you held to the very top. So I hope that makes sense. We'll go back to the charts. And We didn't get no signal on Boeing. This is kind of a wish watch. We got a down arrows. We didn't get no red arrow. Our line's red now. We got this blue arrow inside that in an uptrend. So if you did take that blue arrow, you can break the rules and take it against the red line, and it would look something like you would enter here, stop would be right there, and your take profit would be right there, and you put your halfway point, and it hit the halfway point. You set a trail stop for a risk-free trade, and now you're protected. However, the line is red, and the momentum just changed back down. So if you got a red arrow, I would rather take a red arrow than this blue arrow going up. You get a trend change here. Still could have got a winner out of it, but just giving you some, showing you what's up a little bit. SPY daily. Is this the bottom here? This is the first time that it closed outside of this band. It happened right here, and it was a fake out. Never closed back above this band. This could be the push or the boost that we need to get out of this little rut. But the day's not over, so we'll see what happens for closes. You get filled. It doesn't need to, but I would say over 90% of gap fills do get filled. So I've got my winners on AMD and SPY. I'm not taking another signal on SPY until we get a trend change, and we may not get one today. Here's the red arrow on the red line. This is a good signal right here for some puts. I'm not taking this, but if you're trading, this is a good signal. It'll be about right here. Halfway point will be about right there, and let's see how it plays out in our favor. So in this scenario, if we go to the trade tab for you, iPhone 10, let's look at Boeing real quick just to help you out. We're here at 122 trade. All right, so at 122. So look at these deltas. The one contract is $900, and you come back down here, you can spend $100 for a contract. Look at the delta. So if we go to the charts, we enter here at 121.77, and it goes down to 120.77. Go back to your trade tab real quick. Now I can just look at this real quick. So I'd be okay betting this strike or this strike at the lowest. I would like to get probably the 150s for $241. And if it moves in your favor, you're basically making $20 for every one contract. So if you bet 5 contracts and it came down there, that's a $100 mark right here. So if it comes down here to this second line, delete that one. If it comes down to this second line, now you're making $200. So think of it like this: are you willing to lose $200 up here, put your $200 down here? So you have a perfect 1-to-1. Now you're up $100 right now, right? Go back to the trade tab, and we saw this go. I forget what it was exactly, but it hit the halfway point. So you'd be up about 16, or no, you'd be up about 20 cents right there. So if you set a trail stop, a 5-cent trail or a 10-cent trail, you're guaranteed to win trade now. Because if this thing goes back up here to the stop loss, and you had profit here at the halfway point, that's why I execute at a trail stop to protect myself, especially in this market. If it was a little slower, like back in 2018, middle of 2018, where it kind of just slowly crept up, you'd be perfectly fine. But let's watch how it plays out. So now we broke back through the halfway point, put a trail stop, 10 cents, 15 cents. You're probably still in this. It's this line right there. Now you're up $200 on a $1,000 trade, and you just made 20%. So once again, that's how easy it is when you just fire away at the signals, but don't go too crazy. If you can't trade one symbol profitably, what makes you think you're going to be able to trade multiple symbols profitably? You know what I'm saying? So I would encourage anyone that's just starting out or has a smaller account, just trade SPY, because contracts are more affordable. and it moves. It's an ETF. It moves real fast, and I back tested it using my system, so I can't tell you what Boeing's win rate is over the last 3 or 4 years, or AMD, or UPS, or Apple, or Facebook, but I can share with you SPY because I back tested that. So right now, it hit our 1-to-1, but the line rate for teaching purposes to iPhone 10 could be up $200 right now, and you're in a trail stop. So now if it moves another dollar, if it moves right here, it could be up $300. But I'm going to share this with you. So as the strikes keep moving up, right? As it keeps moving up, a one strike, look at the delta now. They're 22 cents. So for every dollar, and it keeps moving in your favor, the IV is at 241%. Look at that. That's why these contracts are so high. But as price moves in your favor, the delta also increases in value as well. So you could actually be up $100 here, $230 here, or no, you could be up $100 here, $200 here, or $200 there. You could be up $350 here, or $400. You know, because as it goes in your favor, the delta increases in your favor. Does that make sense, iPhone 10 and everybody else? So that's the good thing about options. There's a little play in it as far as IV, delta, but it also has its downfalls. Awesome. If the trade goes against you, then you got to worry about time decay. You got to worry about a couple other factors, you know. But on the day trading side, that's why we keep our stop losses so tight, you know. So if we enter here, if it broke, we got a candle that closed above this line, guess what? Adios, I'm out of that. I'm taking my capital. I'm waiting for another setup. Awesome. Glad you understand. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit today, and tomorrow we could execute a little bit better. You know, that's what it's about. Taking this one day at a time, learning a couple tricks here and there as you go. And like I said, I wish I had someone like me back when I started out, and that's the reason why I do this. You know, I could stay at home and trade every single day for myself. But what really makes me happy is when Alan says, "Brandon, I just made $100 today," or "Justin, I just made $52 today," or "Nicholas, I just made $700 today." When people tell me that they make money with me, that's what makes me happy, and that's why I keep waking up every morning and doing what I'm doing. You know, that really puts a smile on my face. I love it. I just love it. You know, I love helping others and impacting their lives, and with that, onward and forward we go. You know, I want to collect green bags. I want you to collect some green bags. We consider green bags our profits, and that's what we like to do. You know, we're consistent with our game plan, and I can tell you, if you follow our game plan, you're going to be green a lot more times than you're not. You know, some people come in and trade my stuff, and they're green, and they get trigger happy and go in and buy a million other things. And guess what? They're not profitable, because when they trade outside of my system, they don't have a foundation, or they don't really have a look at what they're doing, and then they lose. You know, and it's like, if you're not profitable, I recommend just trading my system to grow your account. And down the road, throw out some ideas in the Discord. That's why we have our Discord, so all of us could chat and talk together, and see what kind of makes sense for everybody. You know, if you have a play like, hey, I'm thinking about going in GE long. Can anyone check it out? So I'm going to pull up GE, and I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to say, you know what? It's not a buy yet on my system, because I need this line to turn blue. Right here's a buy on my system, and it goes on to be a small winner. Here's a sell on my system. Out of the sell yet. So I'm not interested in making a buy. I'm not touching GE. So maybe that will conflux your idea, and maybe you're not going to take it either, you know. But maybe you are. Maybe you look forward. Say to Ford, I would say, hey, maybe we come here, maybe we don't. I don't like it for a buy yet because once my indicator gives us buys, I'm going in and buying shares when all these stocks that fell back down from my long-term account. Ford's one of them. What is it? AT&T is another one. Second I get a buy on this bad boy, I'm buying it because they have excellent dividends. What's the odds of AT&T going under? Slim to none because AT&T owns so much. It's just more than a cell phone company. You know, that's one stock that I'm waiting to get a buy on. What's another one? UPS. We already took buys here. We already took buys. So I would have bought some shares right here at $97. Look, in 3 days, you'd be up $5 a share. That's simple, you know? What's another stock I want to add to my portfolio? Kraft, Heinz, what is Kraft? HC. There it is. Here's another one I'm waiting for. The second this thing flickers blue, I'm buying. Because the odds of our market going to zero, in my opinion, are slim to none. And if it does go to zero, then there's a lot more at stake in the world and a lot more trouble. If the market goes to zero, I think that we'd all be at war, you know? I mean, it'd be survival of the fittest. Will that happen? I mean, you can't really say it won't happen, but statistical probability, there's like a 0.0000001 chance of that, in my opinion, you know? I don't think that it's going to fail. And hear me out. If we made it through the Great Depression and the stock market never failed yet since 1890 or 1900s when the very first it was created, it hasn't failed yet. So I find it hard to believe that it'll fail now. And you got these companies like Disney. Disney's another one that I like. It was up at $160 a share. And the second this thing curls up and turns blue, I'm buying. You don't want to buy shares, buy a long leap. And what I call a leap is this right here. You go to Disney, you go out, and you buy it for the long haul. You buy it till June 2021. You buy one contract. Remember, it was at $160 before. You go out to $160. Look at this, $160. You can buy one contract right now for about halfway between that. So you could probably get filled for like $225. Now hear me out. For every dollar it moves, you're going to, at a minimum, make $15 per share. So if you $225 and you enter Disney right here, right, and it moved up here to 120. Check this out. And this is why I like options better than shares. So we'll go from $97 up here to 120. That is $23, right? So we'll take, let me pull it out. So I'm a numbers guy. $23 times, what was it, 15 cents? $23 times 15 is $345. If you bought a leap right now, who's to say that it won't move up here in over a year? You know what I'm saying? Look at some of these uptrends. Go back to like before we were crazy. Like look at this uptrend. From this point where it turned blue, right? This is at 35. How long did it take to get to 50 really? Right there. So it went from 1127 until 6. So in 6 months, it moved those 23 points. However, I'm going to say this. Check this out. You entered there, and in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in 8 days, right? You go up here to 143. It just moved 7 points. So you bought a year of time, and it moved 7 points. You're making 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. You're making $105 on that $235 bet. You're almost making 50% ROI, and you're trading super safe. So you're giving yourself a year and a half, 451 days for it to move in your favor. That's why I like options, and you can do this on anything. Go back. Look, let's check UPS. What's another stock we got here? Boeing. Boeing got hammered. Look at the chart on Boeing. Boeing is down here to near $100 a share. Look at Boeing. Here to almost $400 a share. We'll say this. Say we're predicting Boeing's going to go to $200 a share. So that's 80-point difference. So you go back to your trade tab and you go out to Boeing, and this is more expensive because this is what I want to say, like a blue chip company. So you go out the same criteria, a year and a half, and you have a lot of money saved up. Go out and buy remember our Dell. We never want to be below 10. If you buy one contract for $1,000 right here, a $250 strike, you get $28 for every dollar it moves in your favor, right? So say you park $1,000 here. Now get this, $80 times 28, you're making $2,240 on a $1,000 investment. So your $1,000 investment would be worth $3,240. That's how people use options to their advantage. But there's no use when you do this, right? So go to our charts. How do we know where it's probably going to go? You go back to this trade tab again. I'm looking at signals just for people that are looking for charts. We go back to our trade tab. You go out 241 days. Now there's a tool that we use, open interest. Open interest means 38 contract here, 104. Anytime you have open interest, that means you'll be able to get in and out of the trade very easily, right? Remember we were just talking about 28s right here? Or no, we were talking this one's right here. The open interest is 43. Look down here at this open interest. It's 1,150. That's a lot of people are parking their money out here this far out at the $325 strike. Well, guess what? You can get that right now for between this 5 and 7. You can get this for $600. So if this moves 80 points in your favor, 80 times 16, you're going to make $1,200 right there profit. So in this trade, you're going to make 200% ROI. If it hits 200, if it hits, you know, it's crazy. So if you ever have money that's just parked in the savings account, I recommend finding stocks that are going to rebound. I mean, is this coronavirus bad? Yeah, it is bad. I was born in 1988, and I've never seen the NBA shut down. I've never seen all sports shut down, let alone soccer in the world shut down. For people think that coronavirus isn't a big deal, I mean, I would argue it kind of is. You know, do I think it's manipulated and was a man-made virus? Absolutely. Do I know what the true answer is? No, I don't. It's just a conspiracy theory, and anyone can have their own opinion of what they think is this, that. But guess what? It's absolutely true. But there's many traces out there if you start digging deep, you know, in my opinion. So that's another good one. Let's look at, all right, check this one out. ExxonMobil. This is one that's in my portfolio. Second, this line turns blue, I'm buying leaps, right? Now look where ExxonMobil used to be, up here at $83. So if we go from our low point to our half point, we just come up 50, say my target is $50. It's at $34 right now. We're going to get 16 cents of movement. So go back to the trade tab, XOM. Let's go out 423 days again. Check this. You can risk the halfway point, 200 and 500, which would be probably like three. You can risk $350 every dollar. You're going to make $34, give or take. This is just estimations, right? So take 34 times 16, you're going to make $544. on 400 or $350 bet. So you're going to make about 150% right there. So if you had $2,000, I just shared with you 3 plays that I'm waiting for my system to give me a pass, and I'm going to buy them. So there's a thing they say, when blood's on the streets, that's when you should be a buyer, which I agree to an extent, but I need to see that confirmation. I need to see a bottom candle, you know? So it's like right now we're kind of in an area that we're chopping. This could be accumulation. We can trade here for 2 or 3 more weeks, or we could break out today. I don't know what's going to happen, you know? But what I can tell you is the second this line flips up and turns blue, and I get a signal for a swing trade, I'm going out a year, and I'm going to park a lot of money. I'll park $1,000 or $2,000 in year-long leagues, you know. And worst case scenario, if you don't want to hold it for a year, and you get your profit in a week or two, you're up 50% or 100%. Take your money, pull that money back out, use that 50% profit you just made, reinvest it. So guess what? If you lose that trade, you never really lost. You just lost the house money. That's it. That's it. Once you can realize that concept, trading becomes easy. It's easy. Everyone on YouTube, I thank you for watching us today. You have 6 people on YouTube watching. I'm cutting it off right now. Beast mode out. Thank you.